Now at 10, Artform's Gallery hosts a ceramic cups event for local artists. Plus, Joplin residents learn about their aura with an Aura Photo Day. And the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship. We'll have the highlights.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A fire at an Oklahoma marina destroyed a restaurant but did not damage the boats. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Snowy. It happened just before 5 p.m. yesterday at the Arrowhead Yacht Club in Delaware County. Authorities say no one on the property was there when it was caught on fire, but that the yacht club and its restaurant are a complete loss. Some of the boats at the marina were damaged, but 10 days ago, 3 boats caught fire at the marina before being pushed away to avoid it spreading to the rest of the structure. Meteorologist Katie Frazier joins us with a first look at weather.
Happy Sunday, everyone. It was a pleasant day across the 4 states, and we are expecting more of the same over the next several days. Now, here's what we saw over the past 36 hours, and really a lot colder temperatures are what we felt even yesterday, but today was quite nice. We saw temperatures soaring into even the low 50s for some locations. In fact, here's what we actually recorded in Joplin today. 51 was the actual high, which is a couple degrees above average this time of year. I'm sure this is a welcome sight for many, and warmer temperatures are on the way. So here's what we're looking at for this upcoming work week. Overnight fog will be expected to develop over the next couple of hours, lasting through the early morning hours as well. Some of it could become freezing fog as our overnight lows will be around the freezing point. So some slick spots will be expected in the morning in some places. Warmer temperatures are ahead and a quiet week of weather is also expected. I'll break down all these things I just mentioned coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll check in with you soon. Missouri Governor Mike Parson announced last week that Missouri has been given more than $90 billion to improve Interstate 70. Officials say the grant will be used to improve truck parking, work zone technology, and workforce development in effort of adding an additional lane to Interstate 70. The first Improve I-70 project is set to be presented February 14th at the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission meeting. The Biden administration is pausing several proposed natural gas export projects. At least 4 projects are on hold while the federal government completes a review of exports to foreign nations. Officials say there was an increase in U.S. liquefied natural gas exports to Europe following Russia's war in Ukraine. The months-long review will examine whether producers are sending too much gas overseas instead of using it at home to help power the electric grid. President Biden says he's willing to accept tougher measures to secure the U.S. border with Mexico. The president is embracing efforts on Capitol Hill to pass legislation. His remarks come after House Speaker Mike Johnson warned on Friday the emerging border deal in the Senate is dead on arrival in the House. Biden told House Republicans securing the border would be a win for America. The Biden administration intends to sell F-16 fighter jets to Turkey. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has extensively engaged for months with the Turkish officials and U.S. lawmakers to ultimately strike a deal to stop Erdogan's obstruction of Sweden's NATO bid. The State Department sent the formal notification about the proposed sale to Congress on Friday night after Turkey's instruments of ratification were formally deposited into a vault in the State Department. The 2 remaining GOP primary candidates are out on the trail this weekend, as is President Biden, who's already looking ahead to the general election. Nikki Haley is in South Carolina looking to salvage her long shot bid to the presidency. CBS's Christiane Benavides reports.
From the courtroom to back on the trail, former President Donald Trump hosting a rally in Nevada Saturday after he was in a Manhattan courtroom Friday, ordered by a jury to pay writer E. Jean Carroll more than $80 million over making defamatory statements.
We will immediately appeal. We will set aside that ridiculous jury.
It's a preview of Trump juggling his legal challenges and political ones.
This November, we're going to win the swing state of Nevada. You ever think of it as a swing state?
All this as the debate over the border heats up.
Our border is open and gushing. It's a big gushing wound.
President Biden is looking to salvage an immigration deal in Congress.
A bipartisan bill would be good for America and help fix our broken immigration system.
Speaking in South Carolina.
And you're the reason Donald Trump is a defeated former president.
This banner flying in Vegas today, where Democrats are looking ahead to 2024. Vice President Kamala Harris is there. Nikki Haley, meantime, is in her home state of South Carolina. The GOP primary there is still about a month away. It's a long shot bid for Haley, who is trailing in the polls. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Former President Trump will take all the delegates in Nevada. The state is set to hold both a primary and caucuses. Haley is on the primary ballot while the former president is on the one for the caucuses. The GOP has said only the caucuses count for awarding delegates. Coming up, why parents in Camden County, Missouri are concerned about the books in their children's school library. Now in Zen and Joplin today hosted an Aura Photos Day for folks in the area. An Aura photo session allows people to learn about their chakra and aura energies through a hand sensor energy scan. For $40, guests received a full color printout and a multiple page analysis of their aura. The Art Forms Gallery in Pittsburgh today invited the community to create their own ceramic cups. Attendees were able to sculpt their mug and afterwards use materials from the event to make it their own. The gallery provided all materials and supplies for today's class.
My brother got me into pottery. He actually and his wife had taken classes in Wichita, and he handed out Christmas presents, and when I saw what he had done, I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. So I'm still doing pottery and he's not. So that's the way it works.
I mean, I don't do art in school anymore, but whatever I did, it was fun because it took me out of actual class, but I like doing art in my spare time sometimes.
The class was open to anyone 14 years of age and older. The fight over books at your local library is now taking center stage in Camden County. Marina Silva reports from Camdenton with the concerns over certain books and what some people want to happen next.
I absolutely think that we should not pick and choose books that go on our library shelves based on the opinions of individual people.
Well, I don't think there should be pornographic books in any public library at all, honestly, that is funded by taxpayers.
It's a heated debate across Missouri over books. This one, over 20 books the Camden County Library won't name. The director says they're off the shelves for now. Commissioner Ike Skelton is one person who spoke at the meeting.
I believe that they absolutely need to be put behind some lock and key, and we need to make sure that the access to those books are very regulated.
Kim Stores is a parent to grown children.
That it's not other people's responsibility to police your children.
A Missouri rule went into effect last summer, which restricts libraries from putting any, quote, obscene, end quote, material on library shelves. But it does not say what is considered obscene.
That, if you don't want your child to read a book, pay attention to what your kids are reading. Look at what they're checking out. Glance up from their phones and watch what area of the library that their children are looking in.
No pornography of any nature needs to be getting to any child under the age of 18, period.
A little later, we take a look at how Amazon company Ring is changing its privacy policy when it comes to local police departments.
Good evening, everyone. It is a quiet night out at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Not seeing anything, not seeing any fog as of right now, but it is expected to start to develop over the next couple of hours. I do want to bring your attention that we are just 17 days away from Valentine's Day, so you gotta start planning your dates for your loved ones. I know I am. Over the next couple of hours, our temperatures will drop down to the around freezing mark, so it will be a chilly night across the 4 states, but tomorrow, don't worry, we'll have temperatures returning to the 50s, even close to the 60s across the 4 states. So certainly a cool night in store. You'll want to have the jackets ready for you and your family tomorrow morning. But I do want to talk about the fog because that is something that will impact us overnight tonight. Now, our models are saying we shouldn't be seeing such dense fog as what maybe some of us saw earlier on this morning, but I'm going to say it is a possibility for everyone to see some fog overnight tonight. Not by just about an hour from now, but overnight is when we will expect that fog to develop. By early 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, you could see visibilities could be decreasing by then, and particularly around the 7 o'clock hour tomorrow, that's when we could see some of the more dense fog across the region. Once again, this is just one model run, and it's saying, no, some of us should have perfect visibilities by early tomorrow morning, but I do think we have all the ingredients in place to have some fog develop. So expect it for your early morning commute. Now, you're also seeing the slippery sign out there because we will have temperatures approaching the freezing mark. We could have some freezing fog develop. That just means some bridges and overpasses could get a little bit slick out there for your early morning commute. As always, just drive with caution. For tomorrow, we're not looking at any rain whatsoever. We could have some clouds move in across the area. Just keep your eyes on the temperatures as we're not expecting really active weather throughout the day tomorrow. By early tomorrow morning, as you can see, once again, freezing mark for most, even a little bit below that for some, so that freezing fog will be possible, but we will warm up quite nicely tomorrow. Temperatures returning to the 50s. We will have winds out of the southwest that will bring in warm air across the 4 states. Clouds will be a possibility tomorrow, but we're not looking at any rain whatsoever for tomorrow or the next several days. So a quiet week of weather is expected. As you're headed back to school tomorrow, temperatures will reach the 50s with winds out of the southwest. That AM fog possible, it will dissipate through the early morning hours. Your next several days looks like this, with 58 your forecast high tomorrow in Joplin, and temperatures stay in the 50s for the next several days. Thursday looking quite warm at 62. Your next chance of rain comes on Friday and Saturday. They are low chances of rain, but of course we'll keep our eyes on that. And then we have cooler temperatures by the start of next week, but at least we have quiet weather for the week ahead. So if you want to take advantage and get outside.
Thanks, Katie. And all that's left of a bronze statue of Jackie Robinson in Wichita, Kansas is just a pair of shoes. The statue marks the gateway to League 42 baseball fields, which comprises the youth baseball program named after the baseball legend. The theft was caught on surveillance video. TJ Cleland reports the League 42 community is now searching for answers.
Evidently was here yesterday and it's gone today.
It's truly unbelievable.
In 2013, Bob Lutz had a goal: fill a void that needed filled in Wichita, and thus League 42 was founded, a recreational baseball league that gives more kids the chance to play baseball without the extra costs that come along with it.
It's been an honor to use his name. We don't take that lightly. It's not an accident. He's the reason, and he's been a central focal point of everything we do here.
In 2021, the league unveiled the Jackie Robinson Pavilion to honor the league's namesake at McAdams Park, the host site of many League 42 games, with the statue standing front and center until it wasn't.
Looks to be a dark-colored pickup truck that may have taken the statue sometime after 12 o'clock this morning.
This feels like losing a member of my family. That's what the statue was.
Thieves tore down the statue, cutting it down above the ankles, then hauled the shrine away that weighed multiple 100 pounds.
I would guess in the neighborhood of 200 to 400 pounds, something in that. The only time I dealt with it was when it was taken off John's truck, and it took 3 or 4 people to do that.
Now as the search begins for the statue, it leaves many wondering why.
You know, I'm just sad. If I had to say one word, that would be it. It's a very difficult day for League 42.
Amazon-owned Ring camera company will, as of this week, stop allowing law enforcement from requesting footage from users. This comes after concerns over privacy. Police will now have to get permission directly from the Ring customer, and if that is denied, police will have to get a search warrant for the footage. Some law enforcement agencies in the Springfield metro area say nothing much will change for them, as both already request footage directly from Ring owners, but for other agencies, it could be a setback in a fast-paced investigation. Coming up in sports, the Pitt State softball team prepares to open their season later this week. Plus, the Kansas City Chiefs look to punch their ticket to Super Bowl 58. Brock Baldridge has highlights from the game and more up next.
Four trips to the Super Bowl in 5 years. That is what the Kansas City Chiefs are aiming for. The Chiefs take on the Ravens in Baltimore with the season on the line. Kansas City versus Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. Opening drive for the Chiefs. Mahomes goes to Travis Kelce with an unbelievable catch in the end zone. Kelce swiftly passes Jerry Rice for the most postseason receptions in NFL history. 7-0 Chiefs lead. Lamar and the Ravens, on the other hand, well, they look to answer. Lamar somehow is going to avoid this sack by Leo Chenal, buys himself enough time to deliver a lightning strike to Zay Flowers in the end zone. Touchdown Ravens. It's now tied up 7-7. So we head to the second quarter now. Chiefs knocking on the door in the red zone. Isaiah Pacheco plows his way through the Great Wall of Kansas City in front of him. Chiefs take a 14-7 lead. So we fast forward to the fourth quarter. Ravens are in the red zone. Lamar Jackson completes this to Zay Flowers. Looks like he's going to score here, but the ball pops free. Trent McDuffie recovers it, and the Chiefs take over with a touchback. So just over 2 minutes left to go in the game. 3rd and 9. Baltimore's all-out timeouts. Marquez Valdez-Scantling makes the game-clinching catch to send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Kansas City is on their way to Las Vegas. The Chiefs win this game 17-10.
No, you don't take it for granted either. You never know how many you're going to get to, if you're going to get to any. And so it truly is special. Just to do it with these guys after what we've been through all season long, the guys coming together, it really is special. But I told them, the job's not done. Our job now is to prepare ourselves to play a good football team in the Super Bowl and try to get that ring.
In Santa Clara, California, is the NFC Championship game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions. Opening drive of the game, the Lions get a reverse sweep to Jamison Williams. He cuts through the middle of the defense there, and he is gone for 42 yards, touchdown Detroit. The Lions get out to a 17-point lead in this game, but here come the Niners. In the third quarter, Detroit leads 24-10. Brock Purdy completes to Brandon Ayuk for the touchdown. It's now a 3-point game. Niners still trail, but in the fourth quarter, it's the Niners that lead by 3, and Elijah Mitchell's going to take this one up the middle to score the touchdown. It's now a 2-score game. San Francisco leads by 10. So Detroit, they answer with their own touchdown, but they need to get the ball back here. They opt to go the onside kick, but George Kittle recovers it, and the San Francisco 49ers survive again as the 49ers beat the Lions 34-31, and they are crowned NFC champs. So here we go. Super Bowl 58 is set. The Kansas City Chiefs travel to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada to face the San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs aim for their 4th Super Bowl title in franchise history. The 49ers aim for their 6th Super Bowl title. This game is scheduled for February the 11th. Kickoff is at 5:30 p.m. Well, you don't see this too often, but now the college softball and baseball season is on the horizon. Begins later this week. The Pitt State softball team makes their final preparation ahead of the 2024 season. Pitt State opens up their season this Friday when the Gorillas travel to Conroe, Texas for the Division II Fast Pitch Invitational. Pitt State enters year 3 of the Jenny Fuller era. The Gorillas finished with a 27-21 record. In 2023, Pitt State was second in the MIAA in team batting average. Well, this year's team looks to push themselves to a new level.
Well, this is my 3rd season, so I think the players have a better understanding of how I coach and what I expect, and our culture has been really built up, and we have that winning mindset, so I think that that's been a big change, and our team steps on the field and expects to win now. I think this was the most I've ever challenged a team and pushed them to their limits, and I think that that will pay off.
I think the expectations are high, even though we were ranked at 7th or 8th. I think that we can surpass that if we set our minds to it and do everything we can to win.
Let's look for sports. We'll be back after this.
One of the most beloved movies of all time is returning to theaters. David Daniels has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Return to the yellow brick road for the 85th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. Fathom Events and Warner Brothers are putting the classic film starring Judy Garland back on the big screen Sunday, January 28th, Monday, January 29th, and Wednesday, January 31st. More info and tickets at fathomevents.com.
An extraordinary story about a young man who many years ago visited Prague. What he found there were thousands of refugees at the mercy of Hitler's imminent invasion.
Do you ever think about the children and what happened to them?
Here's your first look at One Life, based on a true story. Nikki Winton was a London broker who helped rescue hundreds of children, mostly Jews, from Czechoslovakia before the Nazi occupation closed the borders. Johnny Flynn and Anthony Hopkins play Winton. Jonathan Pryce and Helena Bonham Carter also star in the drama.
I have a lot of faith in ordinary people.
Because I'm an ordinary person.
One Life opens in theaters March 15th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Across the 4 states, we're talking 50s for the next several days. Even a 60-degree day is in the forecast for you on Thursday. Expect overnight fog to develop, and then you don't have another chance of rain until Friday and Saturday of this upcoming work week.
All right, thanks, Katie. And we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Governor Kelly's going to get her crab pies from the Maryland governor.
She's going to get her crab pies. Nice prediction last night. Yeah. Chiefs get the win. I mean, they're headed back to Super Bowl 58. You know, unbelievable. You have told me 10 years earlier as the Chiefs fan, the Chiefs would go on a run to make 4 of their next 5 Super Bowls. I mean,
impressive.
Just really impressive what they've done. This franchise has definitely earned it, and the Lamar Hunt Trophy stays home.
There you go. Thanks, Brock. Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. And from all of us in the studio, have a great night.